Jandel is planning an update in Grow a Garden after this weekend, and this might be the comeback of Grow a Garden. You might think that Grow a Garden died after crashing the economy and the repetitive updates which no one even asked for. However, this might be part of Jandel's plan this whole time, and in this video, I'm going to cover it why. But first, we need to talk about the whole debate of steal a brainrot and grow a garden. Because this is a part of Jandel's plan. As we all know, Steal a Brainrot is the biggest game on Roblox, beating Grow a Garden's concurrent player record by 3 million. However, if you are an OG, you will remember that Grow a Garden was actually the biggest game on Roblox. In fact, Grow a Garden was so ahead of its time that Steal a Brainrot just copied everything from Grow a Garden and actually gained success. So there were many games copying the concept of Grow a Garden and gaining massive success, but none compared to Steal a Brainrot. However, after Steal a Brainrot hitting 10 million concurrent players, Jandel noticed it and decided to challenge him to an admin abuse war to decide which is the better game. But at this time, Grow a Garden was in its peak and Steal a Brainrot had no chance of winning, with everyone voting for Jandel. Till things started to change a little. Grow a Garden literally had the most brutal decline of all video game history, nearly losing 8 times its player base in just 2 months, losing its #1 spot to Steal a Brainrot. However, Jandel completely ghosted Grow a Garden for something else, which was revealed just yesterday. Believe it or not, this time Sammy challenged Grow a Garden to another admin war. But instead, this one would be 100 times better than the first admin war, with red beans representing Grow a Garden. However, this is just the start of Jandel's killer plan. As we all know, the Seed Stages update barely had 10 million players, and most of the players wouldn't even bother joining for the admin abuse. But with this admin war, Grow a Garden will definitely hit more than 25 million, as both of the game's concurrent players will match. However, this is all part of the plan because this gives a boost to Grow a Garden, which more players will see. Jandel's new killer update, and more people will get hooked to it, which ultimately boosts the average player count. But you might be thinking, what is this killer update Jandel might be planning? I'm going to discuss it right now, however. First, we need to understand how broken the economy actually is. But I am not going through the obvious part, where people have quintillions. However, when the Seed Staged update dropped, there was an exploit so broken, it can give you decillions worth of shekels in just 10 minutes. In fact, this exploit was so hidden from the community that it took 2 whole days just for the devs to patch it. And right now, everything seems hopeless. But Jandel made recent attempts to fix everything, like heavily nerfing the Bone Blossom, raccoons and kitsunes, etc. But nothing worked. He also added a rebirth system where it resets all you shekels to 0 for garden coins, which was removed and made it so that you would need to pay shekels instead of resetting everything. But people still have quintillions, and Jandel finally realized that it wouldn't work. And now his plan is to not make shekels harder to get, but rather have more ways to spend shekels. And then maybe he could reset everyone's shekels to 0. After a specific countdown. Who knows? But I'm just making theories of what Jandel is actually planning, because he is. Bring really quite with it. But to be honest, this might be the end of the method era, and now will come a new era of saving Grow a Garden. However, another thing I wanted to talk about is that there is a very high chance Jandel will declare another admin war on 99 Nights and Plants versus Brainrots, since there is apparently a garden update in 99 Nights and Plants vs. Brainrots is made by Jandel too. Or what if all 4 of the top games in Roblox had a massive admin war together? Actually, the chances are never 0, and Jandel will surely beat all of them. So what if I told you that you can make this house in just 20 minutes? You would think that it's impossible, but it's actually stupidly easy, and anyone can do it with this step-by-step house tutorial. But the best part is that this tutorial also includes the interior of the house. If you enjoyed watching this video, watch some of my other videos too. Please and subscribe and like and hype this video.